Drew Lock has 5 games under his belt as he enters the 2020 season as the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. The hope placed on Lock is high from the organization and the fans for this season. Those first 5 games were solid from Lock, but he showed some major areas that he still has to grow and develop from. The flashes he had were great, but he needs to play to those flashes with a lot more consistency. Denver has made some big changes to help Drew Lock, and that includes the hiring of Pat Shurmur as the offensive coordinator and Mike Shula as the quarterback coach. With all these changes, how does Lock project for the season? Well, with looking at 14 other quarterbacks that have similarities in play to Lock and what they did their second year, we may have a chance to gain some idea of just what he will do with this season statistically. Of course, this is just a projection. First, looking at his completions and attempt, based on those 14 other quarterbacks, Lock comes in right around 328 completions on 525 attempts for a completion percentage of 62.5. With that comes him throwing for 3,760 yards, which is obtainable with all the receiving weapons the Broncos have on offense. That would mean an average of 235 passing yards per game, and he averaged 204 in his 5 starts. There are plenty of weapons for the passing game, but the word seems to be they want to be running offense as they ease Lock in. As a result, he ends up with a very respectable 25 passing touchdowns. Through his 5 starts, Lock threw 4 interceptions, which would translate to roughly 13 on a full season. But these projections have him throwing slightly more with 14 interceptions in 2020. The final statistical category is the number of sacks he takes, and in 2019 he averaged 1 per game. However, these projections have him closer to 2 per game with a sack total of 29 on the season. With all of the changes the Broncos have made to their offense, it is expected that they will start slow in the season as they work to get everything down. Timing and chemistry with receivers take time to build, and this offseason just hasn't provided that time. Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson are 2 great young quarterbacks, and they both had tremendous growth from their rookie year to their second year. That kind of growth, while possible, is rather unlikely for Lock. Finally, the biggest question with Drew Lock is, can he lead the Broncos to the playoffs? And these projections suggest that he can. He leads the offense to an average of 24 points per game and a 10-6 record and a wild card spot. Projections are great, but they often end up wrong. There is plenty of hope these projections turn out correct for Lock because that means Denver has a quarterback, but we really won't know for sure until the season comes and goes. For Mile High Huddle and Sports Illustrated, I'm Eric Trickle.